happening, y'all? Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Creatia Conversation, where we're talking creative media and all that nerdish. I'm your host, Lord Cussalot Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I'm joined once again by my co-hosts, Mara the motherfucking Shark Watkins. How you doing, Mara?
Hello, I'm doing swell.
And who else we got here?
We are also joined by the patron saint of podcasting, the warden Matt Ritter.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah, it's you.
Hi, guys.
Hi. How you doing, Matt?
I'm alive.
How you dealing with the post-WrestleMania nut clarity?
I'm doing all right. I think I'm doing all right. Raw after WrestleMania was really cool.
I always feel like this time of year, it's almost kind of like, for me, it's like oh shit, well now what? Because like we got like my favorite event of the year in January, the Royal Rumble, followed by what that really leads into, WrestleMania, the biggest event of the year. And then the Raw after WrestleMania is just like, oh, and then we just like, well, Backlash is coming. All right, we'll see. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, and I know it can't all be up here all the time, and I'm okay with that. It's just sometimes you kind of just gotta think about like, maybe they do need an off season.
I see. I mean, I guess I've been doing this for so long, and I've been doing the podcast, and you kind of taking a break, you pop in every now and then. But I mean, I don't, because WrestleMania is a reset, and now you don't know what's going to happen, right? Like now we have John Cena, 17-time World Heavyweight Champion, or WWE Undisputed Champion. We just had a bunch of people from NXT pop up on Raw for the Raw after WrestleMania. There's a draft in the future somewhere that means absolutely jack shit, because they draft people and then they don't keep division. Neither here nor there. Like, we don't really know what's coming and what's going to happen. We just bought AAA. We're going to have NXT versus AAA Worlds Collide. Like,
all you're talking about right now is a bunch of potential stuff. That's my point. This is kind of like,
what keeps me going, Travis, is the potential. That's why I don't need an off season, because the potential is always there.
Yeah, the potential is always there, but it also leaves a whole lot of opportunity for disappointment. And for what I know about wrestling fans, is wrestling fans are disappointed all the fucking time. So it's just like,
no, wrestling fans are miserable as fuck.
Yeah, so I really do feel like maybe not even a long off season, maybe just 60 days. 60 days of them chilling the fuck out, and then you come back. Like, I know it's not gonna happen. There's no way it's gonna happen. But like, I think about that sometimes. It's just like, we might be better off if they do, and I'm sure the wrestlers will be better off if they do. But anyway, what y'all been up to? What you been watching? What you been playing?
Did I tell you guys I saw? Yeah, go ahead, Mara.
Oh, that's me. If y'all wanted to go first. So I went to see Sinners earlier this week. I definitely recommend it if you haven't. Okay, if you haven't seen it, definitely recommend it. I've made it to Law and Order season 18. I'm midway through that.
You still on that? Okay.
Yep. I'm just gonna keep rewatching it up to where we currently are. I've been starting to catch up on the current season of Family Guy and The Simpsons, and
I keep forgetting there's Family Guy episodes. I keep forgetting to watch them.
Yeah, I just happened to stumble upon them, and I was like, "Ooh, yay!" And then also this past Easter weekend, I watched WrestleMania.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this, like Family Guy has gotten to be on that same part of my brain as The Simpsons, where I enjoy it when I watch it, but honestly, if I don't actively think about it, I forget it exists. Like, it's just,
that's fair.
But it's one of those things that I can just kind of like let it sit and play, and I can just kind of chill out. with
Matitude.
Yes.
Well, you been playing anything more? Sorry.
No, I was gonna say I haven't really played much.
I want to let her go because you and I need to talk about Last of Us.
We sure do. We
Okay.
sure
do. Well, on that note, I'm gonna let y'all do Last of Us.
How you feeling, Matt? You okay?
I knew it.
You okay?
Hold on,
I told you last week. I was like, Joel's gonna die.
Here's the thing about this: is just like it felt for me. Seeing reactions was similar to back in the day when the Red Wedding happened in Game of Thrones, and those of us who didn't read the books, seeing the people who had read the books watch our reaction to it and laugh.
I didn't read the books.
Well, I hadn't read the books at that point. I started reading the books after that season. And so the last few seasons, I knew what was happening. But up until then, I did not. And this really felt like that for me. It was just like, oh, this is what y'all felt like when the rest of us saw the Red Wedding. Okay. But
I definitely still have not read the books, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to make that clear. Because I listened to my wife try and listen to the audiobooks. And you know, fuck that.
Oh, you don't like audiobooks either?
I didn't like listening to the audiobooks for Game of Thrones.
Huh. Interesting. I read them in. I listened to the audiobooks for a couple of them. I didn't listen to all the books, but I listened to a couple of the audiobooks. But yeah, I don't mind it. You don't have the good feeling of somebody reading you a story, you know?
Not really, no.
Huh. Okay. I enjoy storytelling in general, so it was. I do enjoy a good audiobook. But anyway, let's talk about what happened, though, Matt.
Well, so also I had it spoiled for me before I watched it because WrestleMania was the priority, so I forgot.
Yeah, I didn't watch it on Sunday either. I was
it
watching
happened.
Yeah.
And then I had to wait till me and Kate had an opportunity to watch it together. So I don't think we watched it until Tuesday. I want to say we watched it Tuesday.
Okay.
Like right after NXT was over, we popped it on and watched it. So I had already seen it
Monday night. So,
but I got to see her reaction to it, which was cool.
Mm-hmm. What was her reaction like?
She couldn't believe that they did it. Like she couldn't believe that they killed Joel, and she's like, "It's episode 2." Like,
yup. Where do we go from here?
She goes, "This feels like a season finale, or like it's episode 2."
Nope. This is now Ellie's story, and it's an interesting thing because people were, when the game came out, people played the game. Some folks were pretty upset at first.
Fair.
Oh, my bad. I didn't see you do it. Should have left it to you. My bad. I apologize. But anyway, I lost my train of thought now.
People in the game kind of
they were upset.
How fast that happens.
And there's the whole group of people that are just the incels that are mad because now a woman's the lead of a game and all that kind of shit. That all happened, and you can ignore that shit. But this scene in particular is one of the reasons why people didn't like the casting of Abby, because in the game, she's considerably larger. And the reveal of who Abby is or why she did this happens later in the game. The whole thing of them showing her at the grave site and all that kind of stuff, and her with the other folks in the cabin and all that shit, you didn't see any of that. All you saw was Joel save her, and then they take him and beat the shit out of him and kill him. You have no idea why.
Rude.
And then you find out later on. So it's a whole thing of like that whole backstory stuff that you see from her and all that kind of stuff in this last episode. You don't see that until later on. And you see her actually like get stronger and bigger and all that kind of stuff and build herself up because I'm going to kill Joel and I need to build myself up for that. So it's also in the game a lot more brutal. Like, oh, actually, you know what? I wouldn't say a lot more brutal, but it's more brutal in the game because it's just a hulking figure beating the shit out of him. And the last blow is different than it is in the game. Like it's still blunt force trauma killing kind of thing instead of her stabbing him in the neck. But yeah, what'd you think of it though?
I mean, it was cool. I haven't seen anyone have an issue with the casting of Abby. They've had an issue with the.
You don't follow a lot of the gamer people, so
yeah, no. I was gonna say the only issues I've seen are these fucking incels that don't like the casting of Bella Ramsey.
Of Ellie, yeah, I know.
Yeah, of Ellie.
We talked about that last week, and
it continues. And I'm actually actively like, I'll see a post about like this is a clip from the game, and then her, and they're like, this is what, and I just automatically block those accounts now. Like,
yeah. It's the best way to go about it. I made the active decision a few years ago that I'm just not going to interact with stupidity on the internet,
Yeah.
Because that just pulls you into their stupidity, and then you're now arguing with stupid. And you remember what Ron White said. You remember.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fix stupid,
And listen, Ron White has said some shit recently that I did not expect Ron White to say.
Oh, really? What did he say?
Yeah. Let's just say that Ron White gave me the impression that he would have been all for the current regime, and he is not.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
that's
very surprised.
I wouldn't say very surprising, but I wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, neither here nor there.
Mm-hmm.
So Kate was just like watching the movie or the show and didn't know what was going on. I knew what was going to happen, so I had anxiety the whole show from Abby getting down the hill and waking up the fucking mushroom people because
first the clicker, you think like, oh, that one clicker, that
but
was
there's
alive.
all these different, like, I don't know, like at least with Walking Dead, I can call them walkers, and no matter what they are, they're all walkers. But not everything here is clickers, but they're all fucking mushrooms. So the fungus people,
the ones that have the big mushrooms over their face and they actually cover their eyes, those are clickers because they can't see. They click and they go off with sound. Then there's the runners who haven't gone completely fucked up yet. That actually do run and chase. And then this season they introduced the stalkers who are more intelligent and actually watch and stalk and all that. And there's the big motherfucker, the bloater that you saw.
Yeah, no. And we saw that last season too. But Travis, I'm not going to break it down by walker, clicker, runner, stalker, bloater. They're fucking fungus people. I need a capture-all term. So she woke up all the fungus people, right? The mushroom people, mushroom heads, if you will. She woke them all up. And then I'm like, how is she going? And then she's like, hey, let's go to our cabin. And I'm like, fuck, Joel, don't go with her. Don't do it.
That was the whole thing. They were like, we have no way of getting in there and getting to him. So he was like, I'm going to convince her to go home because we can't do this. And then here comes Joel right to their front door.
And I wasn't expecting Joel to die and like the majority of base camp to get slaughtered at the same time.
That's not in the game.
That also,
I was like, I wasn't expecting that either. That's not in the game.
People?
Yeah.
What about other people?
All of them. And I thought they were going to do a switch up with Tommy dying. I'm like, oh shit, Tommy's not supposed to die. What is happening here? Oh, he made it. Okay. You ever heard the phrase, I'd rather be lucky than good? That's what happened with Tommy. Anyway.
I expected old girl from True Blood to save him. So when it just
I
fell
considered
over.
that, but
yeah. I was like, she's going to show up and shoot that thing. She's going to save him because we're not going to kill two people that are very important to the show in the same episode. We're not going to do that. We're already losing Joel. And I don't know how I feel about
this. It's not like HBO hasn't done that before.
Not separately like that, though. I don't know how I feel about the show without Joel. We'll have to see going forward. We'll have to see how good it gets.
You'll see how the story pans out. It is the story in the second game in part 2 is fucking beautiful.
Okay.
Yet awful at the same time.
Oh, great. Lovely.
Woohoo. But yeah, it was.
We're killing a lot of time on this.
I know. But it's The Last of Us. It's worth it. The song at the end. I know you don't know the song. It's an obscure song. The dude that made the show was like, the way he found that song was he was looking for a Johnny Cash song to play. Because there's a trailer that came out when the game was first announced that showed a scene that's not in the game at all. But it was just to announce that The Last of Us Part 2 was happening. And the scene is Ellie, she's playing the guitar. And she's in this house. And apparently she just killed a shitload of people in that house. There's a bunch of dead bodies around her. She's covered in blood playing the guitar. Joel walks in and he's like, "What are you doing, kiddo?" And she's like, "I'm going to kill every last one of them." We don't know what she's talking about. Speculation happened. We're like, Joel's dead. That's not actually Joel. And we don't know what's going on or what's happening or anything like that. But the scene was just pretty fucking eerie with her just kind of just playing the guitar, singing that song, which is kind of like implied that it's a song that Joel taught her. Mm-hmm. And like the way that the song goes, like, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death and all that kind of shit. You just like, you think it's just like, oh, this is a very grim song. Things about to get fucked up. And they played it at the end. So it was, the song from the trailer. So it was Ashley Johnson, the one who voiced Ellie in the game, singing it and all that kind of stuff. It was like, that's fucking poetic. Like, if you didn't play the game, you didn't get that, but
yeah.
So it was great.
Okay.
All that to say, The Last of Us is an amazing show. I'm so glad it exists. Anything else you want to say about it before we move on?
Well, no, I'm going to finish what I've been watching so we can. Hey, Mara. All right, she's not. Anyway, there we go. We got her.
All right.
So, Last of Us, I tried. So they dropped 3 episodes of Andor. I tried to watch the first episode twice now, and I've just gotten distracted with other shit and have not paid attention. So I need to find a time where I can sit down and watch
Star Wars shit, so it's probably boring as fuck anyway.
No, that's not it. I enjoy the Star Wars shit, even though you find some of it boring. And this is
I'm fucking with you. I actually I watched the first season of Andor. I enjoyed that. I'm just fucking with you.
I was gonna say, so no, I for whatever reason I keep getting distracted and have not paid attention to it. So now I need to try for a third time in a setting where I'm not like distracted and I'm actually watching it. I watched Hard Eyes, which has opened me up to realizing that there is a new subgenre of horror that I absolutely love. And I don't think it's an official subgenre, but I'm making it an official subgenre. And that is rom-com horror, where it is basically a rom-com with a killer brutally murdering people as these two people go through their meet cute. And there's another movie.
That sounds fucking beautiful, Matt.
Like, it really is. Like,
because even in the midst of all of this, you can still find love. That's a beautiful thing, Matt.
It is. Like, you get all the best elements of horror and most of the best elements of a rom-com. And this is like New Year's Eve-esque rom-com, that kind of deal, like the higher production. Katie and I watched a movie that I really see. Hard Eyes was fantastic. That I really enjoy, called Burying the Axe, with Ashley Greene and Alexander Daddario and Anton Yelchin. That's more of the Hallmark movie rom-com horror, where like his girlfriend comes back from the dead and is interrupting, the new relationship that he's starting, and then they kill her together and then fall in love and run off and start a business together. But rom-com horror. Like, I'm feeling rom-com horror spring 2025, and I need more rom-com horror. I have played absolutely jack shit. I bought Cody Rhodes and The Undertaker WrestleMania weekend for Fortnite. I have not got to play as either of them because John went out of town and I've just been busy. I did fuck up and create an account on Letterboxd and decided that all of the movies that I have been watching in my challenge, I'm going to just go through day by day and rate and review and write reviews for. But I have to go back and do all the ones I've already done, which is why I did not prep for any of the questions for today. And also why I was very distracted.
Had 2 weeks to do it.
Yeah. And I was very distracted by Andor. Well, I had to go back through a lot of movies, Travis. A lot of movies. And I think I'm just about back to February now. And I started in October.
Interesting. Okay.
So I have vague ideas, all right, of answers to questions.
Okay.
Is that it?
For now, yeah.
Okay.
Off the top of the head.
I also haven't played much. I played a little bit of Persona 5 Strikers. It's I don't know if you heard me talk about Persona 5 before. It's a JRPG, but Persona 5 Strikers is set in that same world. It's set after Persona 5, and it's made by Koei Tecmo. And those of you who don't know Koei Tecmo,
Yeah, you told me about this, and you told me I should go play it.
Yeah. So which is what prompted me to go back and play it again because I never finished it. I played it for a while and then got distracted by other shit, but I went back and played it again. So played a little bit of that, but I've been doing a lot of writing the last couple weeks actually, because I've been working on this D&D stuff. I'm actually writing the source book for D&D right now that I'm working on right now, creating a world and all that kind of shit. So that's taking up a lot of my time. But as far as watching, mostly a lot of anime. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I've realized my favorite genre of anime is isekai, which is basically someone from the normal world, real world, getting transported into another world, usually some kind of fantasy world that's just like a video game, you know?
Yeah, you've talked about this before, I think, or that genre. Mine is hentai.
I mean, there's isekai hentai as well, but it's basically, you know, my favorite ones though aren't the ones where they go on these epic adventures and all that kind of stuff. I like the ones that they get transported to this other world, and either they're like super overpowered or like they're doing shit that's really just not the typical adventure shit. Like this one that I watched, like camping and cooking something in another world, where he got transported to this other world. He has an otherworldly ability, because when you get transported to another world and all that in isekais, you normally get an otherworldly ability. But his is online ordering. And basically, he's in this fantasy world, and he can open up this like online store in there, like kind of selecting like a menu screen, a video game, and like order shit like food and like items and all that kind of stuff. And by doing that and making really delicious food, he ends up becoming friends like this super powerful thing, like a this big wolf called a Fenrir or whatever, and it fights for him all the time. And because of that, he gets
Norse mythology.
He gets like he gets XP for it. He gets more powerful. They make more powerful shit. And this dude, this wolf keeps fighting for him all the time because he's making him delicious shit that he's never had before. And because of that, he can face all these other like super powerful monsters. And it's hilarious. Like
It's kind of like Beerus.
Kinda, yes. Kind of. But Beerus isn't going to fight for you. He just wants your food in exchange for him not killing you. The Fenrir will like literally like go out and fight for you, and like he earns a whole lot of money because the Fenrir has killed these super powerful monsters, and so the pelts and shit are worth a whole lot of money. And he's living his best life now because he has online ordering, all that. It's so isekais like that are the ones I enjoy.
Okay.
But yeah, we talked about The Last of Us, but that's basically it. Besides that,
Dragon Ball Daima is still not out in dub,
except for on Crunchyroll. But yeah,
does me no fucking good. I'm not paying for it for one show, one season of one show.
I mean, there's other good stuff on Crunchyroll for you to check out too.
I got
anime's fun, so
I don't have time.
I mean, you could just stop.
Is there hentai on there?
You can stop watching NXT.
Is the Blue Girl on there?
Good. Huh?
NXT is my favorite thing to watch. It's the thing I enjoy the most in the week.
Then stop watching SmackDown.
Yeah.
That frees up 2 hours a week. That's 2 hours of anime you could be watching.
Consideration.
If anything you didn't see on SmackDown, you'll find out about on Monday during Raw anyway. But anyway, those of you watching, thank you for watching. Don't forget, if you're not watching us live, you can watch us live on Twitch at twitch.tv/CreatiaWorld. And we'd appreciate it while you're there if you subscribe. And if you don't subscribe, you can actually do it for free, for the free $99. All you got to do is, use Prime Gaming. And to get Prime Gaming, take your Prime account from Amazon and your Twitch account, put them together, Fusion High, they form Prime Gaming. And with that, you get a free sub every month. And we want you to give that to us. You got to redo it every month, though, because they don't automatically renew it because they suck. But just go back in, auto do it, and boom. Support us, and we appreciate it immensely. You can also watch us live on YouTube or watch us later on YouTube at youtube.com/CreatiaWorld. You can subscribe there for free without doing nothing extra besides hitting the little subscribe button right there. And right next to that subscribe button, though, there's a little bell. And hanging from that bell is a little bean. So what I want you to do with that is I want you to flick that bean. You do that, you get notified every time we go live, every time we drop a new video, all that good stuff. We'd appreciate you doing that. So we've got topics to discuss. Let's see who's going first. Sharknado, call it.
Heads.
What's your topic?
Yay.
You actually won on the first try.
Yeah. What are four? Well, when I came up with this topic, this was when Bezos had sent 4 biddies into space for whatever reason.
For 11 minutes.
For 11 minutes, and I think technically they were only in space for 4 minutes. I think the other 7 of it was going up and coming back. So my topic was, what are 4 characters? Well, the reason why I came up with this also was because after they came back,
Wendy's has no chill. But
Wendy's social media person's intrusive thought came out on Twitter of send her back.
We're talking about Katy Perry.
And talking about Katy Perry, which got me to thinking, what are 4 characters you would send into space and be okay if they stayed up there, like if they didn't come back?
Okay. You want us to go first, or you want to go first? How you want to handle this?
I'll go first.
You go first.
I wanted to have visual stuff, but I feel like everyone will know who they are for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
My 4 was Sid from Toy Story.
He's the worst.
Ramsay Bolton from Game of Thrones.
Definitely the worst. Mm-hmm.
Caillou.
You and your beef with Caillou, like it is unsettling how much you hate this child. Like
that little nigga in the space. I never want to hear Rosie ever again. And Catherine from Vampire Diaries, because she was a menace all
I've never
8
seen
seasons.
Vampire Diaries, so I'll take your word for it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Those are my 4.
I got you. I understand all of them except for the last one because I haven't seen Vampire Diaries, but
it's okay. Just know she's an evil bitch.
All right.
Yep.
So these have to be characters in a TV show or movie, because that does kind of fuck me up a little bit.
It could have been either, just characters.
Well, one of my people was a celebrity, not a character. That's what I was saying.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's why you need to prep ahead of time so you don't have this problem.
Well, then you go ahead, Travis. While I
brainstorm your 4th.
Yeah. So for me, number 1 immediately came to mind was Skylar White from Breaking Bad.
That's the wife, right?
Yes.
Okay.
God, like you're the reason he started dealing meth. Like this is all your fault. All right. Because and then when he starts, you want to just be, you know how people talk about, a wife or women being a nag, it's not always true. Some people, they're just asking reasonable questions. Skylar White is not reasonable. Okay. Like it's just like, no, you need to go away. The world is a better place if you're not here. The last 3 all come from the same show. It's a show I've been watching recently, from the Righteous Gemstones. And I will highly recommend y'all watch this show. But it is the 3 adult children of Eli Gemstone, played by John Goodman. But his 3 children, adult children, Jesse, Judy, and Kelvin Gemstone, because these are 3 of the worst human beings I have ever heard of, seen in my entire life. Like it's insane that with all the movies and television and video games that I've played, that these 3 people find a way to make me just how are you like this? How is it possible for people to be this entitled, selfish, and just fucked up, and also at the same time incompetent? Like, It is ridiculous. I need them gone. Like this last episode, they tried to redeem him a little bit. Like, no, they just started acting halfway like decent human beings. They still suck. Be gone.
Be gone, peasant.
Exactly. So those are my 4.
All right. I'm gonna start off strong. He is a character, so it counts. Hulk Hogan.
yeah. The real man is Terry Bollea. So yeah. Hulk Hogan.
Michael Scott is going with him because he's my least favorite character on The Office.
That's because you haven't finished it, but I get it. Go ahead.
It doesn't matter if I finished it or not.
It does matter.
Them.
It does matter, but it's okay. I understand why you say that. No, he doesn't die.
Then it doesn't matter.
But he actually becomes a better person, is my point. But anyway, continue.
Is he still an idiot?
Better person.
I mean,
my
there's a lot of
issue
people
with him is how fucking stupid he is. I have an intolerance for very stupid people.
Yeah, but then he
and
leaves.
Michael Scott and Ed Helms' character are 2 of the dumbest people in TV that I have seen.
I'm okay with you hating Andy. 100% okay with you hating Andy. And I'm pretty much okay with you hating Michael. It's just that last season he actually becomes a better person. Like, I think he deserves credit for that. But anyway, keep going.
Dolores Umbridge. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Okay, gotcha. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Gotcha.
She's...
And the name you said it sounded like somebody from Harry Potter, but I'm like, I'm not gonna assume.
She's basically a short, older version of Donald Trump's press secretary. Loud, entitled, and enforcing an evil man's will upon the rest of us. And then last but not least, and this one is just because I don't know if he can survive in space. And if he can't, bonus. But if he can, he's going to be so annoyed by the other 3 that he is going to kill them before he returns. Homelander. I don't know if Homelander can breathe in space, but if he
doesn't have to if he's in the ship. Like,
so we send him off, and I don't care if he comes back or not, but I do know that I guarantee that he will kill the other 3 in that spaceship, and they will not be coming back. Problem solved for the most part.
He probably would. He might not kill Hulk Hogan, but
no, he'll kill Hulk Hogan.
He might just leave him up there. I don't know if he'll kill him.
He'll probably at first think he's an interesting person because Hulk Hogan will, of course, have the same views and values as Homelander. Once Hulk Hogan actually really starts saying his thoughts, Homelander.
Because the problem is Hulk Hogan also thinks very highly of himself.
That's what I was going to say.
And Homelander's not going to be okay with that.
Homelander's going to realize that very quickly that Hulk Hogan thinks Hulk Hogan is better than Homelander, and once that happens, Hulk Hogan is dead.
Yeah. I get what he was saying. I just wasn't sure if he would be with him long enough for him to realize that and kill him. That was my thing.
It doesn't take that long.
Okay, cool. Well, that was fun. What about y'all out there? Who are somebody that you'd be okay with sending up into space and then leaving them up there? You know?
Say it again.
Would you like to know who the celebrity was that I had to replace?
Not really, but go ahead.
Kanye West.
That tracks. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about y'all? Who would you like to send up into space? Let us know in the comments below. We'd like to hear it. So, it's trailer time.
Yay.
We got some choices here.
Hold on. Katie asked me specifically to ask you to stop stealing all the horror trailers on Creatia Conversation because she gets them once a month on Getting Off, and every time she goes to get something, you've played it.
Okay.
So she's in the chat. You can talk to her. I'm just the messenger.
Here's my thinking, Katie, because it's the 3 of us on this show. I know that both Matt and Mara enjoy the horror. So I pull them up so I can watch it with them because I like seeing my friends happy. Now, if you don't care about their happiness, make sure you tell them that so I can not show those trailers. I'm cool with that. I actually don't have any horror trailers this week. I considered one, but I chose not to because we had so many anyway.
I did add a couple to
I just
the
had to make sure I said it so that way she doesn't yell at me next time about how Travis took all the trailers that she had saved.
Yes, I saw the I Know What You Did Last Summer trailer. That was the one I was considering. And I was just like, we got so many trailers already.
And now Mara can just come watch Getting Off when it's a Katie Horror Showcase and experience the trailers with us.
Yes. So, does Katie consider Wednesday horror?
Oh, she's been awfully quiet in the chat.
We're gonna go with a no.
Okay. Well, that's the trailer we're watching right now. So she can be mad.
Just this one time.
I asked. All right. And got no answer. Therefore, here's the trailer for Wednesday, season 2 on Netflix.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens.
Oh, okay. Wednesday's fine.
Pebbles and warm woolen mittens.
Anything else on your person?
Brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things.
You care to explain this?
Sun cream. Seriously?
You could have gotten the travel size, dude. Like, what the hell?
This is the first time you've ever willingly returned to a school. How does it feel?
Like returning to the scene of the crime. Howdy, Ruby. I already know where the bodies are buried.
Why are there so many people in my room? I get it.
Won't lie, I still haven't finished the first season.
I loved it so much.
I'm about to say, this show is so good. Do better.
Like, I wasn't a fan of Luis Guzman as Gomez.
Is a little creepy.
But he's there little enough to where it doesn't really matter. So
Exactly.
Didn't people have a problem with Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Wherever.
I don't know why. That's
I'm about to say, I'm not sure why.
because she's Hispanic, probably. But so is Jenna Ortega, so like it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And secrets can have deadly consequences.
You don't need to worry about me, Mother. I do my best work in the dark.
Yeah, even it's like with Gomez, like Morticia's in there.
August and September. Fuck your part 1 and part 2 bullshit. Give me the whole thing.
The trailer's so early.
Glad we got a date though.
True.
Yeah.
We got a date for Wednesday.
I mean, it's almost May. August really isn't that far away.
6.
Matt, I'm assuming you're choosing head.
Always.
What's your topic?
I want to know what is
Oh, there it is. Never mind.
What's a bad movie that would be better with dinosaurs? And I'm going to go first because there's one movie that I have hated since it came out that I still hate to this day that is actually perfect for this concept.
Okay.
Because you don't see in this movie the thing that is following and stalking people. It follows. If we put dinosaurs in It Follows would be so much better.
I love how Mara started laughing before you said what it was because she knew.
She knew. It Follows even works with dinosaurs in the name because it'll just be dinosaurs following these people. Now, on occasion, we do see like they see like a duplicate of a person. We'll just replace that person with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So we're putting dinosaurs in the place of whatever the fuck this ghost
whatever it is.
Stalk you. So there you go.
Yes.
I
said make it a velociraptor because they actually stalk you. So
exactly. Dinosaurs and It Follows, and I might actually like that movie. Now, mind you, that's a bad movie to me. That's not a bad movie to a lot of people. So bad is a perception.
Got you.
I get that. Mine was a movie I don't. It's not a movie I hate. I did enjoy it when it first came out. I chose Sharknado because that movie is
Your
so
namesake?
bad. Yeah, it's so bad it's good.
So,
but
Dinosaur NATO is what you're saying?
no, we'll still have the Sharknados, but the dinosaurs are going to be the ones who fix the issue. Like we're going to have dinosaurs teaming up to stop.
Honestly, wait, hold on, Travis. My first thought when Mara brought this up that popped into my head was sharks flying out of the tornado and dinosaurs catching them in their mouths, like a T-Rex just eating a flying shark.
Could be.
Hey, for all we know, T-Rexes love seafood, you know? So
yeah, that's what I would put in there. And I think that would just make it even better. And it's still probably something that Tara Reid would still star in. So
she's a dinosaur herself, so, you know, it works.
damn.
Rough feeling skin and all.
Oh, boy.
Some lotion.
Anyway, for me, this is an objectively bad movie, but a movie that I love. That is Mortal Kombat Annihilation. This is the second Mortal Kombat movie, not the one that most recently came out, the one that was the sequel to the first Mortal Kombat movie, okay? This movie was bad, like objectively bad, super awful CG, weird dark clouds and shit. It was
terrible story, terrible casting. They killed Johnny Cage at the beginning.
Killed him off at the beginning. Recast everybody that matters besides Liu Kang and Katana. It's just not a good movie at all. But I love it. It's just like I would go. I think it's on Max right now. Watch that shit right now. Like I don't give a fuck. I love that movie. But I feel like this would be better with dinosaurs because if you add dinosaurs to this turns into a different video game movie. An old game called Primal Rage from back in the day. Do you remember Primal Rage, Matt?
I do.
Yeah. And you know what? A Primal Rage movie would be equally as bad, but more enjoyable.
See, I thought when you were adding dinosaurs into this, you were just making all of their animalities dinosaurs.
Yeah,
because we do get animalities in Annihilation, at least one.
Done badly. And it's, again, it was so bad that I enjoyed it because it's just like, why did we do this? This is there was no good reason for this because even in the end, the animalities didn't even matter. Like they both transformed into their animalities, like Liu Kang and Shao Kahn, and it really just was them both roaring at each other for a second, and then Liu Kang did a Dragon Hurricane Rana, and that was it. That was the end. They were back to fighting normally again. They didn't need that at all. It served zero purpose. But yeah, they all turned into dinosaurs for their animalities, including Nightwolf. Because he was the first one we saw doing animality. Nightwolf turns into a dinosaur. Why? I don't know. Whatever. But no, I want it to just be done with dinosaurs, and then it's Primal Rage, and I want that.
All right.
Are you old enough to remember Primal Rage?
Nope.
Okay.
You got a Primal Rage trailer you can pull up real quick?
That was Sega, so I didn't know if Let me see, because I think there's a more recent Primal Rage too. Hold on.
Oh, I don't know why I was thinking that was the movie with the big ass alligator crocodile, but I think that's just called Primal.
Yeah, no, that sounds right.
Okay.
I got Crawl coming up on my
Okay.
I just finished all 3 Conjuring movies.
Mm-hmm.
And Crawl is right around the corner.
There is a Primal Rage movie.
Mm-hmm.
It says 1988 though. The fuck is that? Hold on, I'm just pull up some Primal Rage gameplay though. Here, there we go. Just so you can see what this is. Rage.
Never seen this movie.
So there's also a 2018 horror action movie called Primal Rage.
What is it about the game, though?
It kind of looks like it, maybe.
Huh. Okay.
Maybe not. Hold on. Let's see. Deep in the Pacific Northwest, Ashley and Max Carr become lost in a forest where a mysterious creature dwells. So, it's just the one.
Okay.
And it's probably Bigfoot.
Most likely. But how about y'all out there? What is the movie that that you just think is awful and you're like, you know what? If we put dinosaurs in this, now it's fun. Now I like it. What is that movie? Let us know right there in the comments.
Honestly, every time I come up with topics like this, I'm like, this is going to flop. And it ends up being fun as shit.
Because it's random as fuck, which makes it, I think, even better. You can't really you can't predict anything.
Exactly. You have no idea what people are going to say. That makes it good. All right. So we are in our post-WrestleMania, post-nut clarity.
Correct.
And I'm just going to give us some more John Cena anyway. This is for a Prime Video called Heads of State. And this has John Cena and Idris Elba. So let's check this out.
I'm skeptical.
Mr. Prime Minister.
Mr. President.
It's our debut duet.
Duet.
Yeah, it's like I'm Dr. Dre and you're Eminem, and we're taking that stage for the first time together.
I'm Eminem. What is it with you walking around thinking you're better than everybody else?
What's the difference between you and you?
You know, some DJ in Vegas. All right, I get it. You don't like my movies.
Start at the penis.
Movies.
But the universe keeps telling me I look cool with a gun in my hand.
A toy gun.
What's that?
That comedy kid.
Stop the beat a minute. I got something to say.
Oh, shit.
We just survived the worst security breach in history. The cavalry's coming.
So keep calm and carry on. Hey, fellas, how's it going?
Yeah, we're about to get our asses kicked, man. Read the room.
A lot of people want you dead. To deliver you to the most secure location on this continent.
Yeah. Goofy action movie with John Cena and Idris Elba.
There
Okay.
is no backup.
I'll watch it.
What's the playbook on this?
There is no damn playbook.
Damn, this man.
He's in everything.
He's
dude.
literally
Just like, you know what?
everything.
We'll throw him in here too.
On the movies now.
Kate and I were just talking about that.
And he already has another action movie coming out this year or this summer.
That man gets work.
Isn't it already out?
Or maybe, perhaps, probably.
Novocaine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's out.
Idris, your back is on fire.
Yeah, you're right. It's already out.
Jack Wade is in everything, though.
I just kept calm and carried on.
He's gonna be in by the end of this year. He'll be in more movies than his father.
Okay.
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But I also understand because Prime probably has a hold on him too. They're just like, yeah, if we want you in this movie, you're gonna be in it.
I mean, I don't think he's going to be turning down the work. So,
True.
I think they call him Boy. They don't even call him by his name. They're just like, hey, boy.
all right. So, my topic. What's a TV show that you think should have a live studio audience. You know, thinking back to the days of the old sitcoms, they were always saying like, no, this was recorded in front of a live studio audience. So you get the laughs and the cheers and all that kind of stuff that was actually a live studio audience and not just a track, you know? So what do you think is a show that should have a live studio audience? Matrick, you have one.
Well, I have one, but I have a question.
What is your question?
It can be any show that's been on TV. It doesn't have to be something currently airing, right?
Sure.
The Walking Dead.
Interesting. Why The Walking Dead?
For two reasons. One, I need a live studio audience's reaction to Glenn dying.
Okay.
When Negan with the baseball bat. Two, I want to be in the audience because now we are talking a live studio audience experience with walkers coming in the audience and possibly kind of attack. Like, this is going to be a fun experience to go to and be a part of. This is like a Universal Studios ride that, you know, is airing once a week for a season or whatever. So, like, both of those things, the moments like Glenn dying to Negan and all of the stuff that happens, all of the people that we lose, live, actual visceral reactions from people, but also the fun of your kind of part of it.
I hear you. My answer is kind of along the same lines for the same reasons. And it kind of came to me after, well, I thought about this before and I changed my answer. And then that answer was changed because I saw this last episode of The Last of Us. I'm like, yeah, I want to see the audience or hear the audience react to what happens to Joel. I want to see and hear the audience react to that craziness that happens in their poor little town. You know, like, I want to see all that and hear all that, you know? So, and what you were saying too, there's now clickers
Mushroom
and
heads.
runners and stalkers and all
Mushroom
that coming through the audience and shit, you know?
Mushroom heads.
Sure. But yeah, of course, both of these shows aren't set up to the point where there can be a studio audience. They're shot on location and all that kind of stuff. We're not done in a studio, but who gives a fuck? If we could somehow figure it out to have a live studio audience for this, I want it. What about you, Shark?
I said Bridgerton.
Okay.
Well, it's a show, and considering this is also a show I have not watched, I feel like there's a lot of like I see a lot of like the memes and the video clips that go viral from it. So I know it's a lot of it's old English stuff, but I think because of all the dramatics of the relationships on that show, I think it'd be very
the audience. Ooh.
Yeah, like just some of the I remember like I think the spin-off one, the Charlotte one, Queen Charlotte one, where I think she like gives some speech to like the white dude who I think loves her or something like that. Like she gives like this kind of really empowering of her own speech. And I was just like, I would have loved to see like an audience's live reaction to that shit.
Okay.
Or The Crown. But I feel like Bridgerton has more, I guess, scandalous to like their relationship stuff. Like Crown was really just like, I'm reiterating history to you.
We want Americans to be reacting to British shit. Gotcha.
Yeah. just drama.
I hear you. Yeah. You doing all right with your grooming over there, Matt? You taking care of that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. What about you out there? You know, what's a show that you've been thinking, you know what? If this had a studio audience, this would be pretty awesome. You know, let us know right there in the comments. We got someone saying Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Gigolos. Huh?
Never seen it.
Yeah, but could you
Sin City
imagine
thing, right?
a live studio audience following around male sex workers and then getting to witness their performance for money?
Up until the
It's the closest thing I can think of to a porno that's an actual show. So.
It'd be great up until the murder.
I mean, you know, first couple seasons of Game of Thrones.
That was off air. So.
All right. I got 2 game trailers here.
Ooh.
Samurai / ninja or robot?
What?
Samurai / ninja or robot?
Samurai / ninja. I was going to let her pick, but she's taking one. I was trying to be polite, and she just looked very confused.
No, I was really trying to think, but yeah, let's just do the ninja.
Did you forget the word samurai?
I almost said Shanghai.
That's not appropriate.
This is the most recent Ghost of Yoda. What's the release date on this too?
Unreal. A wandering spirit seeking vengeance.
You play Ghost of Tsushima?
I think Chris did.
Great game. Highly recommend it.
I thought we killed your whole family.
The snake. The Oni. The Kitsune.
Yeah, so I believe what she's doing is she's taking a list of all the people she needs to kill.
The spider. The dragon. Lord. Saito.
What are we going to do with this one, Saito? I'm sorry. It came to this, little wolf.
Just killed a kid?
That's her.
Yeah, I was like, it's giving that. No.
The
Like, he
intention was to
wounded.
kill the kid, which is her, but she survived.
To Rainu.
Then what was the grave that she just marked?
Why do you always call me that?
Remember, they said they were killing the whole
It
family.
means
So
one
probably
who is
family.
easily lost in the hunt.
You saw a little wolf come up, her wolf companion. Cannot wait for this. Me and my little wolf homie are gonna kill so many motherfuckers.
Oh,
Now that this is coming out, maybe Ghost of Tsushima will go on sale and I can buy that and play that.
That's where all this started.
And you should.
October 2.
Yep. It's also one of the few games whose online I really enjoyed too. It doesn't exist anymore. It was a brief thing, but it was a thing where you kind of team up with other people to take on these hordes of enemies and all that kind of stuff in different styles and all that. It was cool. Played that with the nieces and nephews. It was cool. All right. Looks like it's about that time. We're going to get on out of here. Appreciate y'all watching. Don't forget you can follow us on all the socials at Instagram, Twitter, X, all them good things. At is Creatia World. That is at ITSCREATIA World. And on Blue Sky at creatiaworld.bsky.social. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Creatia World. And while you're there, you should join our Facebook groups. One of them being facebook.com/group/them dragons. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones, House of the Dragons, if you just think dragons are cool, hop on in there, talk to us about all that shit. We got Dunk and Egg coming later on this year, or Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I forgot what they're calling it, but that show. Talk about it in there with us when it pops, all that shit. Also, If you're a wrestling fan, you can check out facebook.com/group/smacking it raw. Matt, what you tell them about that one?
Wrestling social media is like an over the pants hand job, and joining our Facebook group is like an under the pants hand job.
That tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm with you. You can find me on all the socials at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT, except for on Blue Sky, where there is no underscore. Mara, where can they find you?
All those same places at Mara the Shark, MARADASHARK.
Matt Man, where can they find you?
On Twitter at Matt Riddis, at MATTRIDDER for your wrestling content, and at Getting Off for your horror content. And everywhere else, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at Smacking It Raw. Again, if you guys did what Travis told you to do and you flicked that bean and got notified, you'll know when we're live. But if you didn't, Smacking It Raw this Saturday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Same thing for Sunday and Getting Offed.
That's it for this week. We'll catch y'all next week. Until then, we out.
Bye.